Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
So let us start. Today we shall take up a new chapter, chapter 8, transport and communication. Today we shall discuss about land transport system. Now I shall share my screen. So this is the chapter 8, transport and communication of our NCERT textbook, Fundamentals of Human Geography. So let us read. You know that natural resources, economic activities, and markets are rarely found in one place. Transport, communication, and trade establish link between producing centers and consuming centers. Producing centers here refers to industries, for example, and consuming centers refers to the market, the buyers. The system of mass production and exchange is complex. You know, the system production in modern large-scale manufacturing is very, very complex. Each region produces items which is best suited. Each country produces the item for which it is best suited, best specialized. So trade or exchange of such commodities relies on transportation and communication. Likewise, high living standards and the quality of life depends on efficient transportation, communication, and trade. And you know that in earlier days, the means of transport and communication were the same, but today both have acquired distinct and specialized forms. So we know that transport provides the network of link and the carries through which trade take place. You know, trade, this is the exchange of ideas, commodities, and knowledge. So we are going to learn about it in detail later on. So now we have transport. What do you mean by transport? Actually, this is not a new concept. We have already learned about transport in the previous classes, in the lower classes. Now again, let us read this here. Transport is a service or facility for the carriers of persons and goods from one place to the other using humans, animals, and different kinds of vehicles. So transport is a kind of service we have learned in the previous chapter also. It is a kind of service or facility for the carriers of persons and goods from one place to another place by different means. Maybe by human beings or by animals or by different vehicles. Such movements of commodities or human beings take place over land, water, and air. So roads and railways form part of the land transport, while shipping and waterways and airways are the other two modes. So another mode of transportation is also there, that is pipelines carry materials like petroleum, natural gas, ores in liquefied form. And we must know that transportation is an organized service industry created to satisfy the basic needs of society. It includes transport arteries, that is the roads, for example, then vehicles to carry people, then and the goods, and the organization to maintain arteries and to handle loading, unloading, and delivery. So all these transportation system requires a network of roads or network of other means of let's say pipelines, for example, and at the same time we need human power to organize it, okay, to manage it, and see assured and speedy transportation along with efficient communication promote cooperation and unity among the scattered people. So it tells the importance of transportation in the present day world. So up to here, any query, Lakshmi?
No, sir.
Okay. Then here in the box we have a signpost question: what is a transport network? So we have learned about it in detail also in the previous chapter. So several places that is not joined together by series of routes or linked to form a pattern. So now let us see again. Let us say here this is a place and the name of the place is A. So it may be a city, and here this is another place, the name of this place is B. Another place is also there and the name of this place is C. It may be a town or village. So these places are called knots or vertex, and a route, maybe a rod, okay, may connect this A with B and B with C and again C with A. So these, okay, rods or maybe a railway line are known as a link in transport geography, or edges, okay, or edge. So here maybe another plus D, so it may be linked with B also, or maybe with C also, and so all these together form a transport network. Okay, so this is about the transport network. It's given in the box. Now let us learn about mode of transportation. The principal mode of world transportation, as already mentioned in the previous paragraph, are land, water, air, and the pipelines. And these are used for inter-regional and intra-regional transport. And each one except pipeline carries both passengers and freight. So all the mode of transport except pipelines carry both passengers and freight. And these are used for inter-regional and intra-regional. That is, inter-regional means, for example, from northeast region to Ganga plain, like that. Intra means within Manipur state. That is an example of intra. Okay. So the significance of a mode of transport depends on the type of goods and the services to be transported, then the cost of transport, and the mode available. The significance or the importance of a mode of transportation depends on the types of goods and the services to be transported, cost of the transport, and the type or the mode available in one place. So international movement of goods is handled by oceanic freighters. Okay, see, if we want to transport goods from here, from India to USA, so the only means here will be ocean freighters, or the costlier one, the air transport, because the USA, for example, and the India are not connected by land transport, because we have oceans in between the continents. And the road transport is cheaper and faster over the short distances, and for door-to-door services. So it tells again the importance or the advantage of road transport. Road transport is cheaper for the short distances, and it also provides door-to-door services. So railways are more suited for large volumes of bulky materials over long distances within a country. for the transportation of industrial raw materials, heavy and bulky raw materials for long distances, or the finished products, the heavy and bulky one for long distances, railway is best suited. So high value, then light and perishable goods are best moved by airways. If we need speed, and if the item, if the good is a high value one or a light one, or if it is a perishable one, so airways is best suited for that. So in a well-managed transport system, these various modes of transportation complement each other. It means that all the four means of transportation are not independent. All the four means of transport are helping each other. Okay. Say, for example, here, uh, here, here we have an airport here, and from here there is a railway line. Okay, connected with A and B, and from B here we have the railway station, and from B up to the airport C, say there is no other. I mean, the railway line is not connected. And so in this case, so from B to C, it may be connected by a rod. So in this way, all the means of transport are helping each other. Up to here, any question?
No, sir.
Okay, then next we have history of development of land transport. Let us read. So most of movement of goods and services take place over land. In early days, humans themselves were carriers. Have you ever seen a bride being carried on a palanquin, that is also known as palki or dholi, by four persons in North India? Here in Manipur also, okay, bride were carried using palanquins. But now we have different types of vehicles for transporting or for carrying goods and human beings. But in the early days, human beings were themselves the carriers during the kingdom period. Then later, animals were used as a beast of burden. I think you might have seen mules, horses, camels carrying lots of cargo in rural areas, in the movies, and in the televisions. And after that, with the invention of wheel, the use of carts and wagons become important. So after the invention of the wheel, use of carts and a wagon became important. You know, wagon, actually wagon, this is a wheeled vehicle drawn by an animal or a tractor. Simply, this is a vehicle. Okay, here wheel may be there, and so goods may be here, and it may be pulled by an animal, okay, or by a human being, or by animal, or by vehicle. That is known as wagon. Then the revolution of transport came about only after the invention of the steam engine in the 18th century. You might have learned in history also. And perhaps the first public railway line was opened in 1825 between Stockton and Darlington in North England, and then onwards railways became the most popular and fastest form of transport in the 19th century. So this is another development in the transportation system with the invention of the steam engine, power driven. Okay, so it opened up the continental interiors for commercial grain farming, then mining and manufacturing in USA. And after that, the invention of the internal combustion engine, another type of engine, okay, revolutionized road transport in terms of road quality and vehicles. Motor cars and trucks flying over them, And among the newer developments in the land transportation are the pipelines, as mentioned earlier, then roadways and the cableways. And liquids like mineral oil, water, sludge, and sewers are transported by pipelines, as you know. And great freight carriers are the railways, then ocean vessels, big ships, then barges, boats, motor trucks, and the pipelines. Barges, this is a flat bottom boat for carrying heavy goods. This is a very powerful ship, small ship, or as boat. It is flat bottom boat for carrying heavy loads. I think see an example of these cableways or roadways is here. You may be seeing these cables are here, and here we have the vehicle here. So it is hanging from here, and it is going maybe going this side or maybe going that side also. So let us continue. In general, the old and the elementary forms like human porter, then pack animal, or cart, wagon are the most expensive means of communication. Generally, human porter, that is carrying goods by human beings, then by pack animals, by the beasts of burden, then cart, wagon are the most expensive means of transport. Pack animal, an animal used to carry lots. And large freighters are the cheapest, like ocean vessels, railways are the cheapest, and they are important in supplementing modern channels and carriers which penetrate the interior in large countries. In densely populated districts of India and China, overland transport still takes place by human porters. In the rural areas, in the mountainous areas, or carts drawn by, or pushed by humans. So this is about development of land transport. And as I told you, figure number I.1 shows the roadway and the cable cars in Austria. So it is usually found in the steep mountain slopes and the mines which are not suitable for building roads. And in the box, we have some information about the pack animal. Let us read. Horses are used as a drop animal even in the Western countries. Then dogs and the reindeer are used in North America, North Europe, and Siberia to draw sledges over snow-covered ground. Then mules are preferred in the mountainous region. Mules, these are hybrid offspring of male donkey and a female horse. Is a hybrid, okay, of a male donkey and a female horse. And so these are mainly used in the mountainous region. Then while camels are used for caravan movement in the deserts, and in India bullocks are used for pulling the carts. So these are the different pack animals used in different parts of the world. And here figure number I.2 shows a horse cart in a village Tepki in Ethiopia. Up to here, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So now let us start roads. This is an important mode of land transport. And here in this paragraph, you will find the advantages and the disadvantages of roads. So let us read. Road transport is the most economical for short distances compared to railways. Freight transport by road is gaining importance because it offers door-to-door services. So unlike railways, railways cannot enter, the trains cannot enter up to our gate, but the roadways provide the vehicles can enter till our courtyard, okay, till our gate. So this means that it provides door-to-door services. Hence, the importance of roadways is gaining day by day. However, unmetal rods, okay, not blacktop rods, that is fair weather rods, though simple in construction, are not effective and serviceable for all seasons. So what happens is that during the rainy season, these become unmotorable, and even rods also are seriously handicapped during the heavy rains and the flood. So unmetal rods are not effective and serviceable for all seasons because during the rainy season, these unmetal rods uh, are unmotorable, but and even the metal rods also sometimes during the flood and during the heavy rainfall for long days, it becomes a serious handicap. In such condition, high embankment rail tracks and efficient maintenance of railway transport service is an effective solution. So if the roads are in trouble and when there is uh, constraints due to heavy rainfall and a flood, railway is another alternative as mentioned here. But rail kilometers being small cannot serve the needs of vast and developing countries at low cost. Construction of railway lines is costlier as compared to the roadways. And roads, therefore, play a vital role in nations' trade and commerce and for promoting tourism. So this paragraph tells the importance of or the significance of road in the economic development of a country. So still in many parts of the world, roadways play a very important role in promoting tourism, in promoting trade and commerce because it is cheaper as compared to the other means of transport. If we have to transport it for shorter distances. The quality of roads varies greatly between developed and developing countries because road construction and maintenance require heavy expenditure. So there is direct relationship between the quality of the road and the investment. The higher the investment, the higher the expenditure, the higher the quality of the roads. So in developing countries or in developed countries, good quality roads are universal. In developed countries like the USA, the Canada, then the United Kingdom and other European countries, good quality roads are universal, very common, and provide long distance link in the form of motorways, expressways. Okay, and these are known as autobahns in Germany. So long distance, these link or the highways or the motorways or the expressways are known as autobahns in Germany, and interstate highways for speedy movement. Lorries of increasing size. Lorries means heavy vehicles of increasing size. Then power to carry heavy loads are common in these developed countries. But unfortunately, the world road system is not well developed in many parts, in many continents. I mean, in many countries. The world total motorable road length is only about 15 million kilometer. World's total motorable road length is only about 15 million kilometer, of which North America accounts 33%. So North America shares 33% of the total motorable road length of the world. The highest density, the highest road density, and the highest number of vehicles are registered in this continent, that is in this North America, compared to Western Europe. So this is about road transport, distribution of road transport. Next, we have a subtopic, traffic flows. Traffic on roads has increased dramatically in recent years. Traffic, all the vehicles moving on the road, flying on the road. Different types of vehicles are moving, including human beings are moving on the road, and these are known as traffic collectively. And when the road network cannot cope with the demands of traffic, then congestion, we call it traffic jam here, congestion occurs. So city roads suffer from chronic traffic congestion. So this is very common in India also. Maybe Delhi, Mumbai, traffic jam, traffic congestion is a common problem during the peak hours. If you visit the big cities of India, then you will get the same problem. Then peaks, that is the high points, and the troughs, that is the low points of traffic flow, can be seen on roads at particular time of the day. For example, peak occurring during the rush hour or after the work. Peak periods. So when everybody is coming out for working, I mean, for going to workplaces, maybe between 9 to 10, for example. There may be traffic congestion. Everybody is coming out, okay, for going to the workplaces. And after the office hours also, again, another peak periods maybe there. And so most of cities in the world have been facing the problem of this congestion, that is traffic congestion or traffic jam here. So generally we call it traffic jam. Then what are the solutions? So we may think about this mass rapid transit MRT as a solution to the chronic uh, traffic congestion. Then what do you mean by this mass rapid transit MRT? So it is also known as heavy rail or metro or sometimes subway, tube, or underground. So this is a type of high capacity public transport generally found in the urban areas. Actually, mass rapid transit is a kind of this heavy rail, which is also known as sometimes metro, subway, tube, or underground. So it is generally found in urban areas. So modern services on rapid transit systems are provided on designated lines between stations and typically using electric multiple units on railway tracks. And although some systems are guided rubber tires or magnetic levitations or monorails, actually these mass rapid transit have dedicated lines. So for example, no interruption. So here, for example, this is city A, and here another city is here B, and here we have a dedicated line here, railway line or a subway. No interruption. So in this MRT, mass rapid transit, and many people can be accommodated at a time. So I will show you one photograph here. Just this. So this is an example of this mass rapid transit. So this is New York City subway. So this is world largest single operator rapid transit system by number of metro stations. So this is an example of mass rapid transit. Up to here, any question? Okay, if you don't have questions, then let us talk of highways. So what are highways? So highways are metal roads connecting distant places. Highways are metal roads connecting distant places, and they are constructed in a manner for unobstructed vehicular movement. These are constructed in such a manner for that there may not be these obstructions on the way. Okay, so as such, these highways are 80 meter wide with separate traffic lanes, then bridges, flyovers, dual carriageways to facilitate uninterrupted traffic flow. So this is an example of highway. And so here, so many lanes are here. Lanes means, see here, this is a lane. I think you may be seeing this white lines are here. So this is a lane. Okay, this is another lane, and here this is another lane. And likewise here also, this is one lane, this is another lane, this is another lane. So vehicles may be moving this side, and for this side may be moving towards this side. So this is an example of these highways. So it has uninterrupted flows of vehicles. It has sometimes separate flyovers, then dual carriages, then bridges, so that there may not be any obstructions. And now let us read about the distribution of highways in the world. So in North America, highway density is high, about 6.65 kilometers per square kilometer. Density means actually it is measured in terms of number of road length per 100 square kilometer, but sometimes it can be expressed in square kilometer also. So what is the length of road, what is the length of highway per 1 square kilometer? That is the road density, or the length of highways, the length of roads per 100 square kilometer. That also refers to the road density. So highway density is very high in North America, about 0.65 kilometers per square kilometer. Every place is within 20-kilometer distance from a highway in North America. Cities located on the Pacific coast, that is the west coast, are well connected with those of the Atlantic east coast. Likewise, cities of Canada in north are linked with those of Mexico in the south. So, for example, the Trans-Canadian Highway links Vancouver in British Columbia, that is west coast, to Saint John City in Newfoundland, that is east coast. Trans-Canadian Highway. So here we have a photograph here. So this is a photograph showing Trans-Canadian Highway in Alberta area. And here we have the map showing the Trans-Canada Highway. So the red line shows the Trans-Canadian Highway connecting the places Vancouver in British Columbia to Saint John City in Newfoundland. I think you may be seeing here. Here we have the west coast here, Vancouver is here, connecting with the Saint John's here. And this red line shows the Trans-Canada Highway. Likewise, in USA also, there's transcontinental highways are also there. Then the Alaskan Highway, this is another highway in the USA, links Edmonton in Canada to Anchorage in Alaska. That is another highway in the continent of North America. Then another highway is here, the Pan-American Highway. A large portion of which has been constructed will connect the countries of South America, then Central America, and USA, Canada. So this is another great highway. It is also it is known as Pan-American Highway. Here, this is a photograph showing the Pan-American Highway, and here we have the map showing the Pan-American Highway. Just see here, this will connect the continent of North America with the South America here. So I think you may be seeing a very long line here. It will connect the North America, Central America, and with the South America up to here. So this is known as PanAmerican Highway. And another one is the Trans-Continental Stewart Highway, connects Darwin in north coast to Melbourne via Tennant Creek and Alice Springs in Australia. So another transcontinental highway in Australia is the Transcontinental Stewart Highway, connecting Darwin in the north to with Melbourne in the south. And here you may be seeing the map of Australia, and here Darwin is here, Melbourne is here, and so here the transcontinental Stewart highway is connecting up to here, up to Melbourne. And in Europe, say Europe has a large number of vehicles and a well-developed highways network, but highway face a lot of competition from railways and waterways in Europe. Then in Russia, a dense highway network is developed in the industrialized region west of Ural Mountain, with Moscow as the hub. Then important Moscow-Vladivostok Highway or the Trans-Siberian Highway serves the region to the east. Due to vast geographical area, highways in Russia are not important as railways. That means a railway is more important than the highways in Russia, because Russia is a very big country. And here, this map shows the Trans-Siberian actually railway, but the Trans-Siberian Highway is also running parallel with it. Moscow is here, and Vladivostok is here, and Trans-Siberian or the Moscow-Vladivostok highway is running along this parallel with the railway here. Okay, and but here we have the Ural Mountain here, and the west of Ural Mountain here, this region is highly developed, highly industrialized area. But and here in this area, this highway transportation is well developed in Russia. But here in the Siberian part, okay, railways are more important than the highways. And in China, highways crisscross the country, connecting all major cities such as the Songzhou near Vietnam boundary, Shanghai in central China, then Guangzhou in south, then Beijing in north. A new highway link Chengdu with Lhasa, that is in Tibet. Okay, is also constructed. And in India, there are many highways linking major towns and cities. For example, the National Highway number 7, NA7, connecting Varanasi with Kanyakumari is the longest in the country. Remember, National Highway number 7 is the longest in the country, connecting Varanasi with Kanyakumari. And here we have this map showing the National Highway number 7. See, Varanasi is here, Kanyakumari is here, and so this is the National Highway number 7. So this is the longest. So this is the longest national highway in India. And the Golden Quadrilateral or the Super Expressway is underway to connect the 4 metropolitan cities of New Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad. We have learned in class 10 also. Then last but not the least, we are here in Africa. A highway joins Algiers in the north to Conakry in Guinea. Similarly, in Cairo is also connected to Cape Town. Okay, Cairo, that is in Egypt. Okay, say for example, let us say this is the map of Africa. Cairo is somewhere here, Cape Town is somewhere here, and it is connected. Next, we have border roads. So roads laid along international boundaries are called border roads. So border roads are the roads constructed along the international boundaries, and they play an important role in integrating people in remote areas with major cities, providing defense. Almost uh, all the countries have such road to transport goods to border villages and military camps. So it tells the importance or the significance of border roads. Border roads connect say for example, this is a country, and here this is the capital, and along the border there may be villages, and so here there may be a road connecting all the villages, and it may be connected by highway. Okay, so the security, the army here or the villages here, okay, are connected with the other places of the country by the border roads, because border roads supply food, then munition, okay, to these areas. So it tells the importance of the border roads. So up to here, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. If you don't have questions, then let us stop here for today. Thank you very much for joining my class.